Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. You all may be seated. This is a pleasant surprise. Looks like every seat is filled. I want to thank you all for coming, celebrating the independence with us. This is one of many. I hope by next year we'll be nationwide. It'll be very easy to do. We got 12 more months and maybe a half to make a greater showing. And today, everyone is looking for something that they know should exist, but they can't just put their finger on it. I'm happy to say some of you all have found it. Others of you all have found it. You didn't look at it quite strong enough, and you think you may have misread what you found. Re-examine it. I've had people to call and tell me certain things, and we as a people seem to be so fractionalized in our thinking that when plain truth comes before you, it seems to be difficult for you to actually equate it. You know, you'll be thinking just in your own business, your own life, or what you're doing. You don't see down the road or up the road how it's going to affect your life and others. We got to see today in the future, because what we're living in now is what someone has already seen in the past. We're just living it. We're living the future of yesterday. We still don't quite like it. So we got to bring about a better future. You know, I thought about what I would say today, even the suit that I would wear. So my wife picked this one out. I thought about wearing the one when I introduced the messenger back to us, since it represents freedom. However, I said, well, I think I'll save that for a time. The next time I wear that suit, I want to show a little visible power right then. And the reason why for that is because most people, I should have enough then with me when they see it. You won't accept me because of what you see. I would have already been accepted by you. So I can feel comfortable in showing you this is your daddy. Do we have any visitors? We do? A few visitors. I hope today, usually I allow the ones in the audience to ask me questions. I don't know if we have enough time today. If I'm not mistaken, you are supposed to do a little dancing? So I don't want to hold you up because, you know, we have to pay for this building. So I hope we got enough in the charity to pay for it. If we do have enough time, I will allow you to ask me some questions. It won't be very long if I do. I'm not going to take it very long. Most of you are here. I don't know what you could ask me that you don't already know. You know, I haven't taken you into another stage yet. However, I want to thank you all for coming, the visitors and those that have traveled for many miles and had a little hardship getting here. You know, we naturally have an enemy. We have an enemy against truth. So whenever you make your mind up to actually do that or be that, we have someone, or he is there, or that force is there to really try you. In other words, truth is so pure, you just don't step into it haphazardly or casually. There's a force to make sure, do you really want this? And if you get through it, then the ones that is already in truth, or the ones that is the author of it, don't have to worry too much about it because you passed the test. You got to remember what is already prophesied. Hell prepared you for heaven. So let's say it this way. Satan prepared you for me. Right? So it means he came first, even when you come to see me. Once you lend your ear and you hear, and your soul agrees with what your ear hears, and you start to put your body into motion to make sure that you come upon what you're seeking for, before you move, you got another voice speaking to you. It wants to point out everything in error that you are about to do. You haven't done it yet, But it's going to show you the error in it before you make a move. And if you're weak and listen to that voice, you won't move. You'll go the other way. So I thought today I would speak on a subject called meeting the need of the time, or satisfying the need of the time. Not what we want, but what we need. This was put into motion well in advance. Well in advance. In order to give proof of that, this that we gave this weekend, for the number of the community that did not show up, bears witness that they don't have an understanding of the need of the time. Well, if I were to labor under the same misguidance or the same lack of knowledge, I would do the same as they did. You wouldn't be here. It wouldn't be no talk of Quindaro in no positive sense. It would be the same old, same old. It would be getting worse and worse and worse until you would think, you would cry out, I don't believe there is a God. If it was, where is his eyes and ears? For those of you that would have enough sense to call for him. You know, do you mind if I tell you a little activity that took place a few years ago? You know, this isn't anything new to us. I may be new in this fleshly body. However, this fleshly body is also new. It's also new. I'm not like you all in the sense of that I submit or acquiesce to wrong or evil. I don't have no speaking to me from the second voice or have a second. I don't have that. So I can't lose. What I do have is constantly your voice telling me, well, I don't think we can make it, Father. I don't think we can do that. We've been working all night. I don't think I can make it through the rest of the day. My thinking is impeded. I have to lay down and get some rest. If we have to close up the businesses, we have to do that. You got this other force, a drag on you. I don't have that. It has always been that way until my present. Always. There's never been a time when it did not exist. However, there was nothing that the Supreme Being at that time could do to render a solution that would keep him here and get rid of that. Are you all tired? No, I hope you listen. I usually say the same things over and over and over. It may be in a different way. That's what we usually do to children. Pick your toy up. Put your shoes over there. They'll go put them where they're supposed to put them and then twist one around. Run off and play. You got to call them back. Go back. You didn't get it right. They'll go do it right and look at you smile. They knew how to do it all along. Well, let's get into this reality that took place before I came to make sure that we quit repeating round and around, in and out of negative. God's got to come or send an angel to correct what's here. And then he's got to go forth again for another 25,000 years. So Satan catch up with him. He got to destroy it and go back over again. This is the end of that. However, before there was any such thing as anyone other than black existed, we had negative. We had it. And it was a ruling class of people on this particular planet that ruled from the North Pole. That should let you know something also. If it was actually cold there, in which it was, what type of knowledge were they using to be comfortable? You might say, well, I don't know that happened, but just keep listening. They experienced negative. And what brought it on was the sense of power that they had, what the knowledge gave them, and listening to this other voice. they started to rule in an evil manner. Now, the real God or the real rulers is always around heat. You never find the real ruler where it's cold. That just don't happen. They may send a messenger, but he ain't there. And they'll let you know, those of you that have studied Islam or that is studying it, the root of civilization at this particular time, they say, was in Mecca. I'm talking about the Muslim or the Islamic view. Christians may say it's another place. However, the root of civilization is always where the highest point of knowledge is. And that most certainly has been in Mecca, in Arabia. It's hot there. It's not cold. So much so it's a desert. So since the knowledge was to be a secret, they didn't go where it was a lot of people or where there was a lot of water or really being comfortable. So if you really didn't want the knowledge, just being in that atmosphere would make you turn and go home, or what you call home. Hope you listening. Now these people ruled, and they had a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful city. Matter of fact, the likes of it hasn't been seen by the human eye in many, many years, many thousands of years. The city is still there. We buried it under the weight of the snow and ice. We wanted to preserve it so we could see it again. However, in this warm region, we had the real righteous people. Not rulers, but righteous. And what they were doing in the north was so despicable to them. They prayed to the God and asked him, would you please allow us vengeance? Or would you take vengeance? Would you allow us to go to confront them? Much like Jehovah told Moses, go to Pharaoh. Tell him that I am sent you. You don't know who you're talking about. So 700 of them got on a journey, and they went to the North Pole. And they spoke to the ruling class. Now, I hope you listen because there are keys here. Pardon me, it was 1,000 of them. They killed 700 of them. 300 managed to get away. And for that, listen carefully, because they killed the righteous, the Lord says, I will answer the prayer of the 300 that made it out. I'm going to bring down judgment on this particular city and these ruling class of people. So today you can't find hide nor hair of them. However, we got the city. Does that sound like Elijah when he says, I got to go away? And in my absence, someone is coming. They're going to be teaching something that is close to mine. It's going to sound good. So much so they're going to get 7 out of 10 of my followers. And if the 3 that's left out of the 10 has prayed like the 300 prayed, I got to avenge you. I hope you're listening. We got to meet the need of the time. If you don't do nothing, it don't mean that the earth is not already set on a course of deliverance and vengeance. Whether we do anything or not, the force was already put out for destruction. I don't have to go and readjust that. That's already in the motion. What is I do have to be flexible with is the growth and speed of your acceptance of your deliverer. Because I can see in you that you can't see. And because you can't see it, you can't really see me. And this is why I have to suffer these things until you are able to see. Everything that's been happening up and down Quindaro and other parts of the country, and the people that are right here act as though they are triple blind. The brothers went to hand out pamphlets or flyers to them, come to your fest. Won't even roll the window down. And it was hot. Brother sitting on the porch. I stopped myself, rolled the window down. I said, "You coming to the fast?" He was laid back. "No, I'll be over there later." I came by late. He was still sitting in the same position. I said, "I don't think he's coming." You see, they don't see me, and they don't see the destruction. What has caused this blindness? It's been another ruling class of people of the spiritual. They are called preachers and pastors. The layman is not doing this. He's the one that's blinded. Just about every newspaper here put some type of advertisement or some type of recognition what was about to take place. We got 2 black newspapers here. Not one word that I seen was in it. Controlled by the preachers. You see? So if I'm going to avenge, who am I going to put my vengeance on? The corn in the field? I'm going to do that too. However, you're going to be hungry, black man. Because of your own will, you're going to be hungry. Because of your own disbelief and lack of knowledge after it was sent to you. Since you didn't have knowledge, most of us are so far back in knowledge, you don't know what it takes just to open up a balloon shop selling hot air. I'm telling you. So therefore, when you see things take place, we have been treated so well, in a sense, by our second uncle. It looks like he just makes things drop out of the sky. I'm talking about white folks. Because he's a God. He sees something he needs, he go bill it. He don't come to ask, "Well, black man, what you think? You think we can do this?" He don't ask us nothing. He look at the problems. I see some machinery. It has all kind of weird looking shapes. I said, wonder what that does. Sometimes I stop and I just watch them. They do all kind of fun. And go to California, they got all kind of look like great big toys. Truck coming down the road with 50 tires. All kind of different hookups on it. I said, I wonder what is he doing with that. But somebody had to make it. And he made it for a reason. Black people here, you seen the plight because you made it. Even if you own your homes and you're paying mortgages. The last meeting I had here, as far as the public was concerned, or the community, I had made a statement that all of the homes that have all these broken down cars, we'll take them away for you. We'll even cut your grass. We'll even clean up your neighborhood. And all of the elders, the sisters that's not married, they're by themselves and they have a home, we'll help you maintain it. If you got a car that's broke down, we'll repair it and give it back to you. Make it possible for you to move around. Make it possible for you to start breaking out of the shell of poverty, of slavery. I don't have to worry, but I think you all know the answer, how many took it up. They must have said, "Well, he's crazy. We're not even going to ask him." You see? Most of the lots that you see cleaned up and down Quindary and a few other places, we did it. The city ain't paying us, and they didn't give us the lots. All of this is done for you to see. Show me something, God. Take a look. Well, I haven't seen anything. What is a store? What is a store? Have you got one? No, I don't need one. I go to Piggly Wiggly's. This is comical, but it's sad. We had a preacher's meeting. They met with me. Someone asked the preachers to meet with me to bridge the gap between us and them, or them and us. I think it was over 100 was invited. I think 4 or 5 showed up, maybe 7. I told them then, soon you will be inviting me to your churches. They might not believe it. Because you can't continually ignore that the sun is shining. You can't ignore that. If the dawn is over and the sun is risen, unless you're totally blind, I mean totally. You can't be blind in a degree. Even if you close your eyes and your eyelids, light still comes through. especially if it's the sun. It may not be to the degree where you can identify anything, but however, you can identify light has come through. This is what's happening here in Quindale, in Kansas City, Kansas, in the sunflower state. So you all act as though it is us and them, or you all and us. That's an ignorant act. You can't point to one thing that's disagreeable to you. I heard a statement that was made, yes, after looked at the news. They had you're this and you're that and you're the other. Brother made a statement, well, everything is yours. No, we don't have your crack house. We don't have your liquor store. We don't have your nightclub. We don't have that. Not that we won't participate in happiness. However, we got to first get our foot grounded. We got to like take a bath in our brain. We dance. And I got a drink that's coming up real soon. Okay, I won't say it. If you think about it, why is it that everything that you take that's going to be a mind-altering thing in the way where it's going to make you happy or pleased has got to have a drag behind it? If we already know what it will do to you and for you, why can't I make one that when you have it, you got it, and when you ease off on it, you still got it? You don't have no headache. The best that we know in the past 6,000 years that's equated or equivalent with spiritual is wine. It talks about it in the Bible. It's good for your stomach, good for the spirit, wine. However, you got to be very careful how you use it. Or it'll produce a terrible headache. If you eat immediately after, you might not hold your food down. Because it's decaying, it's rotten. However, before we get to that, our ignorance has allowed us to accept everything except life. I've heard the statement that most of the community feels as though they don't want to come to patronize us. We look too clean. They don't feel worthy. Unlike attracts. You don't attract us because we were once like you, so that ain't unlike to us. We should be unlike to you. And if we are what we are, come on and try it. And see if you get anything wrong. We're not a people that's going to badger you. We have some of your children. And some of the things that your children are telling us, they come to work, they're told not to drink anything. Don't eat anything with them. Don't talk with those Muslims. But go to work and get your check. That's gross ignorance. It'd be something different if they were grown up and they would have a certain amount of evidence in their mind why not to do that. A child is inquisitive. We made them that way. If you're going to put that kind of burden on a young mind, go in that type of order, but don't ask no questions. Don't eat none of their food. Don't drink nothing. Don't even talk with them. But you're working with them and for them. You see? So if we don't develop ourselves into real rulers, the world is already finished. We will not go any further with this type of ignorance on the planet. We prepared for this a long time ago when we allowed the Caucasian to come over into what they call Mother Africa or East Asia and then take a certain tribe of us and bring them here. They may have thought they did it. Well, no, sir. We did that. We wanted to make a new people. I hope you're listening. Revelation 21. We wanted to make a new people so we could make a new earth. We wanted to make a new people so we could see the heaven that was in the mind of these new people. We want to end death. I hope you're listening. So it's not so much where I personally is just going to end it personally. I'm going to teach you to be in harmony with what I do. I got, at this particular time, sons, by the time I do it, I'm going to have sons that they will know how to do it also. However, just out of respect for their father, they can say, okay, Dad, we just stand by your side. do you think? There's going to be no more death after that. Are you listening? Yes. We want to restore the earth. And the time now calls for it when we're going out of the one into the two. This means that something else has got to come about. Because what has been taking place in the operation of one is always independent. In the way of recognizing us as being the God, white folks has been independent of that for the last 6,000 years. Regardless of what we contributed, they had a right to say they did it. They had the right to go down and blow their nose off this thing. Because they're the God. They didn't have to ask us, can we do it? God gave them permission to do it. Now, here's the new people in the worst part of the planet. And now we're in the worst part of the planet. Kansas City. Do you know, we were listening to the news, and they said that Kansas City is an epidemic, it's a crisis here with AIDS. 4 out of every 5 persons is black that's got AIDS. You think about that. That can only happen in the absence of knowledge. Any man that has knowledge, and especially knowledge of God, he participates very carefully in how he enters or allows herself to be entered. Are you listening? So that being the case, if you find a state, city, town, or whatever place that you can find that has the least amount of AIDS or venereal diseases and diseases, that's where you find the most intelligent people. Are you listening? We got to meet the need of the time, and the time is crying out. We had a messenger here. You know, when you pray, very rarely do the answer come while you pray or immediately after you pray. Now, if you just ask for a loaf of bread, it might come immediately in the form of your sister show up. Store right downstairs, you living on top of it. You say, well, I need a loaf of bread. I just prayed to God. Oh, you ain't got no money. Well, I'll go get it for you. Prayer's answered just that quick. However, what happens when the prayer is asked to the magnitude of changing a whole people in their thinking? Changing a whole planet from old to new. Making all things that we know never again. Where it fades away. How long does it take to answer that type of prayer? And to make sure that everybody heard that prayer, we made a man, and his style is being in the wilderness crying. In the wilderness. His name was Elijah. He was praying for the God to come and change this. However, that what he did was against the God that existed at that time. So most of us was afraid, and so we didn't accept it. What's your excuse today, black man and woman? You're no longer afraid of the Caucasian, you're afraid of us. We look too clean. However, the prayer's got to be answered. If we raised the man up, he wasn't a preacher, he wasn't a minister, he was a messenger. He wasn't a prophet, he was a messenger. And a prophet don't necessarily have to get his revelation from God, directly from God. He can be inspired in many different ways. However, a messenger has got to get it straight from the one that's sending it. There can't be no in-between man. There can't be no angel come and talk to him. There can't be no apostle come and talk to him. If he is the messenger, it has to be God himself. Talk directly to him. And then he goes and delivers the message. Against all what his eyes is telling him in the way of fear. Are you sending me, Jehovah? To Pharaoh? Who am I to send? Don't insult me, Elijah. I'm Pharaoh's God also. You just go and tell him, I'll be with you. So this one that was crying in the wilderness, somebody's got to answer the cry. You know, I got some babies in my home, and I'm sure you all are used to the same thing. They can be playing and having a good time, and all of a sudden you may hear something say, bloop! I don't care what you do, everything stops. Because you listen for the next thing, is it going to be a cry? And how's the cry going to be? Is it going to be mild, or is it going to be urgent? And if it's like, you listen for 3 or 4 seconds, you don't hear nothing, then you hear, ah! You're gone. You got the answer. Is that right? Now, if you hear bloom, you hear something, you don't even move. Is that right? Well, this was a man crying in the wilderness for the salvation of his people. And as a warner to the enemy of his people. So the time has arrived that the God that he said raised him got to answer his cry. And he don't jump up and rush to answer it, because every step that he takes in answering has got to be sure. It's got to be founded. So when the enemy comes up to him, he can't find nothing but pleasure. So much so, well, this is just disgusting. Too much love here. Let me throw a rock over there and see what happens. And we catch the rock and polish it up. Set it up for sale. The time requires the right answer. However, this means participation in that is right, that seems to be against everything that's in motion. It would be something different if we could say, well, the white man is making us do wrong. You can't say that now. You can say there is a system that has been set up by him that even he is suffering under. He might have the want to change it, but his brother that is having this luxury from it won't let him change it. So who's going to answer the cry that's got the right amount of will and the power and the authority to actually change this? Now you may say, well, Father, it's got to be you. Yes. However, it don't stop with me. If it's going to be just me and me alone, I would just destroy everything overnight. And I don't mean overnight like we were talking about with the messenger, 25 years. I'm talking about within 12 hours. It's no long to prolong it. If I don't want it, it's no long to prolong. There's no need to prolong it. Just get rid of it. Call on the rocks and make them stand up. Give life to the desert, make it grow. However, in my preparation from the people that were already existing before I showed up in this body, they said Solomon or Royall or God. I answered to all three. However, they said the name Royall, it has so many meanings. They don't even have time to go into it. That's how powerful it is. Oh, you all understand what I'm trying to get across? All right, it's not just me. They said, well, we are with you. However, we already know these people. We know how they think. We have as of yet to change it. However, we are afraid that there's not enough time for you, as powerful as you are, to change it. So what we'll do, we will settle for just a few minds. We'll settle for just a few. And from that few, we will change the earth, or we will keep it in the rhythm of which you place it. The rest, they will serve as fertilizers for the flowers that will grow. You may think this is hard. I'm telling you what the power of the universe think of us, or you all, in your present state. You couldn't be counted, and the angels said so. They only saw 144,000 going to heaven with their Lord. If they were going to heaven, it means they were leaving here. They were going to 144,000. You got almost 5 billion people on the planet. Wasn't but 144,000 going to heaven. They looked again on the other side of the mountain, and they saw a number that no man could count. However, their robes were washed white in the blood of this Lamb, meaning the truth of myself. So if I don't exist, you can't get no white robes. There's no one here to wash them for you. They're not going to wash them. This Lamb did it. They're with the Lamb. They're not with you. So if I don't do it, you can kiss it goodbye. If you don't accept me, you already finished. And when I say me, I don't mean me as the person, just like you don't have to accept white folks as persons. But you in a system, you can't get out of it. You can't get out of it. The need of the time must be answered. The cry has got to be answered. We don't have enough people to actually answer it in a timely manner to make everybody realize what's taking place. So I will most certainly utilize those that do come. Whether you're white, black, brown, or yellow. I'm the God of it all. And the God of all of you all. For real. You might say, well, he's boasting. I'm not boasting. Truth is never boasting. It may seem that way if you're not in agreement with it. And remember what was told to Solomon. Fear not. Don't be dismayed over what takes place. And be of great courage. So if someone comes stand before you and say that they are Solomon and they don't have no great courage and they're surprised at what takes place, that's the wrong Solomon. Is that right? Or the Son of Man. The Lord is constantly telling him, Son of man, go do this. Go prophesy hard against the minister. I haven't done it yet. I think my next one might do that very vigorously. What I want to do, I want to make sure that everybody knows what could happen if he had listened. What extent love could have been shared with him if he had accepted it. I'm going to show you. Then I'm going to show you where he has lived it, what happened because he didn't. I'm going to show you all the things that you've been looking at but you didn't see. How many of y'all saw the news last night and seen us on the news? Very few of you all. Well, I think we captured it on film. And if you ever see it, most of us look at it and say, wow, that's great. It really encourages you. But I always look at it like the enemy does. The better you look, the bigger frown he get on his face. Wait a minute here. These people is So I looked at it, I said, now, what would he say? This is a nationwide Muslim sect. First word is nation. So he gives the size. National. Not United Nation of Islam. This is a national Muslim sect. So he's giving the size of us. Then he shows the festival with hardly nobody on the street. And he says, and they brought 2 busloads in. If you look at the festival, you don't even see 2 busloads of people. These are all key words. But you all were there after they left, when it kind of filled up. But that's not what they showed. Then they showed one of the brothers that was kind of perplexed as, where is the community? I mean, this is for them. They cut it off right then. We know he was still talking. But where is the community? Cut it off. Then it says, those that are with Solomon, they are guaranteed food, clothing, and shelter. Lodging. In their mind, they say, he's bribing them. That's not going to last. When you see it, you don't see it that way. He's bribing them. Then they show all of the businesses. One place looked like it had a fair amount of activity. All the rest seemed to be a ghost town almost. What that does to him is say, yes, we know that this is right. They even call me divine. Yes, divine. Because they know it is. They studied the lessons harder than you. But they're looking at it and they say, well, this is good, but we don't have to worry yet. They still little babies. Ain't nobody coming. If it's 2 busloads coming, we don't see enough people for 2 buses. We know the community ain't come, so the community haven't accepted them, so we still got no time. You see? That's how he look at it. But we got an eye that supersedes his. We got to answer the cry. We got to satisfy the time. And the time is, black man and woman, it's time for you to accept this truth. You don't have to accept me. And one thing, if you notice, most all of the advertisements, everything, people don't see me. I don't have a look. Every time you go to have an interview, you make sure you put my picture up. You make sure you pronounce my name correctly. Spell it, make sure that you say that Solomon's doing it. If they did, I would say, look, don't even have it. You don't see that. Matter of fact, when it comes to this fest, they want to know, well, look, who's making all this happen? We see the people, but there's got to be a leader. Who is he? What, has it been 4 years, close to 4 years we've been here? Nobody's seen me. But you can't ignore what I'm doing. Now, when they do make a statement about me, he's divine. They still ain't seen me. You think about that. So if I wanted to be Mr. Big Shot, I'm sure I'd be going about it in the wrong way according to your standards and the way you see things. Big shot or big man don't concern me any in the least. There is an answer that I must provide and must perform, and that's what I'm constantly concerned with. I want to make sure, black man and black woman, that the door is open. I can't make you walk through it. But you can't make me come on your side either. And as long as you keep listening to these preachers of what we are doing, and that man think he's God, I don't never speak in the way of what I think. Because if I do, it can be challenged. And I may find that my thoughts is wrong. If I'm thinking in mathematics, and when I deliver the answer, they are not my thoughts. These are absolutes. You can't argue with that. So I don't think that I'm God. And whether I did or not, I still got to do what must be done. Is that clear? Yes, is there a clock in here? What time is it? Almost 8:30? Well, I'm going to say this. I mean, who in here is like Queen of Sheba? 2 hard questions. Well, she didn't arrive today, huh? You know, just in that. If it's coming to pass, which it is, and for you all that are visitors and haven't heard this before, start getting some of my tapes. Go home and listen to them. I'm God, but I'm not a bad God. I don't curse you. I don't say, well, look, if you don't do this, I'm going to put a curse on you. I say, if you don't do this, you're the one that's going to pay for it, not me. If you don't come in and be with me and then go out and talk crazy, I don't do nothing to you. I don't have to. You're killing yourself anyhow. I come to give life. So if you're with me, that's what you're going to receive. And every time someone that's with me step out and feel as though, well, Father, you're moving a little too slow. My money's a little short. Or, you know, my wife is learning the same thing I am, so we can't really get along. And well, I'm going to step out and get myself together. I kind of smile. You are? Well, if you make it, you'll be back. You ain't going to get yourself together, but Satan is. He most certainly going to get you together. So I just wait, you know, for you, and then you'll return. For those of you that don't know me at all, get the tapes. It don't cost that much. If you don't have nothing, we'll give you the tape. We don't make it a practice because if we just give it to you, you probably go home, throw it away, put it down, and don't even know what you last did with it. However, the time is not stopping. Are you all listening? Yes. The time is not stopping. It's time now that we must make a showing. If we don't make it, the Queen or nobody else is coming over. This country, or England, started this royal family thing because they had some of the knowledge that the Jews had. And they started this. And the people that founded this country is the sons from that country. So the most outstanding person at that particular time when this was done, and it actually became a free state, was the queen. The king wasn't around anymore. So it's like England gave birth to this country. So in Scripture, we call this particular person that had all this high honor in this country, we call her the Queen of Sheba. She's the queen of this country. She gave birth to this country. Her son came over here, the rascal. Look, son, you just a thorn in my side. Look, get out and go someplace. Let me give you a couple ships and just leave. And take all your dirty partners with you. And he came over here and made a country. Now, they have always been in the royal family status. Now, when the real royal family steps up, naturally you got some knowledge of it. However, we got to make a showing to justify her attention to us. See what she does when we met her, she says, wait a minute. I better go check this out. And while I'm on the way, let me carry a few goodies, just in case this might be real. Now, she brought the gold and the myrrh and all these things over. She didn't bring it to me. She brought it because of me. I don't eat no gold. I don't even wear no gold watches, rings. I don't wear gold. So she couldn't have brought it to me. But I look at y'all. You all have gold, diamonds, and you have all kind of stuff you be wearing. Even the Christians, you got crosses. And you made all kind of precious stones and whatnot. You don't find that on me. I don't have a God besides me. I am knowledge, and I'm pure knowledge. And that's all that I feel any comfort in, is making sure that I share it with you in a way what gives you power. So now when she comes over and poses questions, this means that we have made quite a showing. We have answered the need of the time. If you notice, you know, she's getting pretty old now, but she's still got a lot of fire in her. I don't know if y'all ever, you know, you've seen Queen lately. And matter of fact, I think her mother is still living. Fell down, broke her hip twice, didn't she? She's still walking around. They want something new in life. They want some spice in their life. It's one thing to pretend to be pure and clean. It's almost like saying, well, God, in your absence, we'll pretend to be you. And as long as you're pretending, it's hard. You know, you got to go take a rest from it. You got to do it in intervals. So when the real God does show up and it's crystal clear that it's him, then they say, whew, thank God you showed up. I was about ready to give up. Then they come and say, give an account. God, this is what's been happening. You know, my son went over there and did that to your people. But you already said it's going to happen, God. So what now can we do to aid you in your mission or your duty? What can we give you, God? Just give me your obedience, your submission. That's all I ask you to do. Well, we have riches in gold. We have all sorts of things. What part of it would you like? None of it. Only the part you want to give. Because we own it all. It was here when you got here. When we made you, it was already here. Since now it's time for your exodus, still here. We've looked and seen what you did with it, Cain. You know, your brother, Abel, which is the black man, he don't have all these things to show. He just have a few people that love you, God. But Cain, he got the Empire State Building, he got the Sears Building, he got the Twin Towers. You know, he even climbed Mount Everest a couple times. Went into the earth a few times. Matter of fact, he went on like that close to Mars. Landed on the moon. Got plenty of things. He got the banks bulging with paper. Well, how many souls does he have, boy? He don't have any of them. He has yours, and he's controlling it. Let me show you what the need of the time really is. It's not a thing. Because, and I hope you listen, you all that's with me and the visitors, because we allowed the enemy to peep into the chambers of our mind, it permitted him to step out into space and take a look. Now, all of the logistics that he had to go through to actually make that step made him wiser. So much so now, you can pay your bills over the phone. You don't have to go down no place. Just call them up. You got a bank account on the phone and you can pay it. So if you're going to answer the need of the time, an idiot can't answer it. It means you got to have knowledge. And it can't be knowledge just what he's given you. The only thing he's going to give you, his nature is to give it to you in such a way where it will make you serve that system. And that system really, when it boils down, is him. So you can't be ignorant, Kansas City. You can't be ignorant and think God's going to come and save you. I only help those that help themselves. And since you don't know how to help yourself, I put the glass of water before you when you're thirsty and see if you're going to drink it. I don't take your head, snatch it back, and pour it down your throat. Now this man is out in space. He's got satellites out there. He can tell what you're thinking from the satellite. Read your license plate from way up in the sky. So you can't come with just any old okie dokie and think you're going to make it. You can't jump up and down to Jesus and sing the hymns and so forth one night and think Jesus is going to come and save you. That's a different time you're living in. Because we gave this man in 200 years a little knowledge. In the last 30 years or 40 years of this 200 that he's had, he's really took advantage of it. And one of the main things he's done, he put a virus in you, black man, that has made you unwilling to take a step for your own freedom. He has the knowledge to look into your eye as he's walking by and tell if you're with me or not. If you're with him or not. So instead of asking me, Solomon, how many is with you? You can ask him, he can tell you. So the need of the time, you got to have knowledge. Not what knowledge what somebody gives you. You have to have a system that will answer whatever come up in your mind that will allow you to come to an absolute without another person. Because you may be in a situation where there's nobody there but you and God in the unseen. So if you got the formula and you employ it, the answer comes up, bam, you say, I got it. And when he comes to look at it, he says, oh, that boy got something there. I wanted to kill him, but I want to study him first. So in his study, you study it. You know, the messenger said, the scientist came to the Caucasian and told him, said, look, you better hurry up before the one that's coming behind you kicks you and pass you. Are you listening? He got busy. You know, you can buy a telephone now, call somebody up, hit a button, and show the person, you can see the person you're speaking with. 50 years ago, that wasn't even in his mind. Evidently, wasn't in yours either. But just the fact of what we're doing. Are y'all going to sleep? Just the fact of what we're doing. There's no way a person can think if you don't have something to think for. And I don't mean think how you're going to pay your rent. That's that system. You got to be able to think, how am I going to shape tomorrow where I'm free? Not where I go to work. However, how I perform my duty to the existing creation and creator. How can I do that? How can I make it easier for me and my family? What kind of activity can I produce that's going to make us one? You start thinking that way, then you start coming up on this God knowledge. You start thinking it, now you got to have a system to be able to come up with it mathematically where you can see it in your mind before you see it with your eyes. If you cannot produce it in your mind, you are not going to produce it. Are you listening? Yes, sir. You know, I was speaking with the original Allah, and I was saying to myself, I said, you know, to really make a new earth, because this particular planet, are you listening? Yes, sir. This particular planet is the physical home of God himself. Not me as God, the original God. I'm a new one. I'm brand spank new. I'm brand new. And this is why in the description of this God, they say he's a man-child. This woman was laboring and she was in pain, fainting in pain. It's in Revelation, I think, chapter 12. And she gave birth to this man-child. Brand new. And the enemy wanted to kill him. So she was told to flee into the mountains and the valley. So she did. And took me with her. However, the ones that she didn't take, then the beast came along. I missed him. I wanted to swallow him up, but she was too wise. So I get his brothers and sisters. The beast got 7 out of 10. My brothers and sisters. But me, they didn't miss. They missed me. I'm not going to prolong you with this. In order to answer the need of the time, I'm sharing with you mathematical thinking. I'm not there in every class. You are. And if you employ your thinking for real, I'm there with you. For when there's 2 or more, really when there's 1, I'm there. But you can't prove it. You got nobody to bear witness. But if it's 2, 1 can bear witness. Yeah, he's there. I was there because I know he was there, just like Brother Abbas said. Brother Herschel, what took place? It was 2 there. He could bear witness. So if it had just happened, Brother Abbas, he said, so-and-so happened, but he got nobody to bear witness that it did. You got it? Yes, sir. And we got to make this change. And it has to be done with knowledge. So you start this mathematical thinking in your own. You don't wait. You go to classes just to be energized. You do it in everything that you do. Every breath that you take. Every stride that you make. You use it. Use it. We could do a whole lot more, but the young people, and this is something else too. This is not condemning you. This is a shocking reality. The sisters up until now, after you adopted this Caucasian and his system, you ruined the black man. Absolutely ruined it. These brothers that's walking around with their pants down below their knees, they didn't get it from the black man. If they were taught from cradle to 11 years old, they wouldn't do that. I was talking to the banker here, which I intend to make this bank here, Douglas Bank, I intend to make it an outstanding bank. When the Queen of Sheba come over, say, look, drop a little bit in that bank over there. They've been pretty good to it. Yeah, why not? You know, the easiest thing to do is to remove ignorance. So if the person or people is ignorant, you can just wipe them away. They're like dust. And then you inhabit what they have. And you bring it up to a high standard of living. If they come back to try to get it back, they can't even get it back. Feel shame about even coming into the community. You follow me? Well, I'm going to keep on going because I keep going. Wait a minute. I'm going to take 3 questions. I would like for it to be from the ones that are visitors. Anybody got one? You don't have one? Yes, ma'am. Come to the mic. Will the mic Just give it to us.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
My name is Tammy Taylor, and I wanted to know how you see the United Nations of Islam in the historical significance of Kansas City, Kansas, being the place of freedom that African Americans came to from various states. We know that Kendall is the home of where Harriet Tubman brought many slaves. Kansas City, Kansas, contrary to popular belief, it wasn't the 54th Battalion in the movie Glory that was the first African American soldiery to fight the Confederacy, but it was actually the Kansas City Volunteer Infantry that was based here out of Kansas City, Kansas. There's a lot of other historical things that make this place, contrary to what we see today, significant in terms of African American freedom, heritage, and pride. Where do you see the United Nations of Islam fitting into that legacy?
Well, I see the United Nations of Islam changing all that was into what shall be. Anytime you speak of history that is past, if you all will show the same vigor and the same energy in delivering yourself into a workable, livable expression of civilization, we will be not just history, we will be forever. It won't be what we used to do, what did take place. It is what's happening. So that's what Kansas City, Kansas, just from the little knowledge that we know, people normally know. We're in the heart of the country. You got two Kansas cities here. Other words, it's like you got the right side of the heart and the left side of the heart. The right side is pumping it's pumping that new blood. And the lungs, the air just explodes when it hits the blood. Boom. It makes the heart go boom. So it pumps the new blood around your body. And when it goes around, it goes on the left side, and all of the impurities that it has picked up while it's going through, then it starts coming back up on your left side. That's Missouri. Because it says, look here, I don't believe you, or you got to show me. I'm the show me state. So what's going to happen, they're going to see it, which they're already seeing it. We were there first. But we got little to no participation there. So we came here. We got little to no participation here. However, we didn't have the forces here that we had there. You know, if it's a baby and I go to change your pampers, even they may cry and protest, but it has very little significance as to whether they're going to stop me or not. But if it's a grown man, I got to throw him down, take his pants off, and show him that he done soiled himself, and he don't want me to do it. That's going to be a fight. So I left the grown man and come over here with the baby. You see. Don't leave. Oh, I want to make you late. Yes, ma'am. Enjoy. Well, this is what is in store for everything that you see up and down Quindera. This is an appetizer. I'd like for it to be an aphrodisiac, mentally. You know, just to show you what could happen if you just lend your will. And you don't need no whole lot of nothing. You don't need a lot of money. You don't need a lot of space. You don't need a lot of people. You know, the ones that are, if they just would be is, everything would change. And don't tell me, most of the people of the world, when they wake up because the sun has risen. And they've been doing it so long, even if the sun don't rise, they say, well, it's time to get up. But the sun is up. So it's the same thing with this. It's time that the Son of Man rise. It's the time that the spiritual sun rise. It's time for the dawn to be over. So regardless to how strong you think that you love the night because you've never seen day, you're going to have to bear witness that day is better than night. So that's what's going to take place. That's, as a matter of fact, it's taking place. It's going to be so pronounced here in Kansas City, Missouri. It's going to be so pronounced that we cause this Route 70 to run straight through the city. You know, the number of myself, or the number of the new God is 7. The number of my license plate is 700. You know, the man, the seventh angel was the one that put one foot on land, one foot on the water. Say what was won't be no more. So we caused it, and we're going to have, we came out, brought some people out on the bus. We had some trouble with the bus. Now, if we had way stations along that, they could rejuvenate. If they want to stay overnight. The place where, and I hope the ones that you already didn't see it on the way back, I want the bus driver to, because right beside the road, even if they don't pull up, you can see it. The filling station, the restaurant, and the hotel, right together. The man that's got the restaurant, he told us, he said, well, I would like to sell this to you. However, I shall warn you that this is a family restaurant. What he was saying is, he only in business, he don't have business from the road. It's usually just the community. And there's no, black people in the town. So, the restaurant is not going to be supported by any family of us. However, he said, now, if you want to buy it, we can I'll still sell it to you. I thought it was very admirable of him to let us know. However, this is what he said. If you all go through it and you get the filling station and or the hotel, I will prepare a special meal, whatever you want. I'll have it for your people when they come in. Is that what he said, Brother Abbas? You see? So if you on the way, most time when you get a bus, you charter a bus, you don't ride this distance. You don't ride no 1,100 or 1,200 miles. You just don't do that. Because the knowledge has gotten better. We're doing this because we're starting from our own. Now, if I was in the system, I'd catch a plane too. See my prayers and get on the plane. You see? But we're building something of our own. You know, the Jews did the same thing. They had a store way on the edge of town because the Gentiles wouldn't let them have it in town. They could live in town, but they couldn't have no business. So they walk all the way on the edge of town to support their own business. So we creeping out here, we crawling. If we get the necessary way stations along, like we did in the desert, when we had to walk across the desert, when we did walk. We didn't have to in the beginning. However, when we started losing this knowledge within that 50-year period of time, we got to a part where we couldn't fly. We forgot. And the ships wouldn't come. However, the journey still had to be made. So we started walking. In order to give us the necessary energy that we needed. And the water at the same time. And to keep from carrying it, we had those that go before us and plant watermelons. And when we got to certain oases and whatnot, where the oasis, we had watermelon. So we didn't just drink. Because at that time, we didn't drink water. You know, if you ate right, you don't never drink water. The food that you eat supplies the water. So we grew the watermelon. And when we got to the oasis, we bust the boy open, went on and ate. Got our stomach full, so we got the necessary fruit sugar that gave us energy. We got the water that the body craved for, and we can make it to the next one. And to make sure that, like he's talking about history, to show this as being history, we put the seeds in the watermelon in a row to show that this is on a journey. This is the black man on a journey. You see, the preachers is not going to tell you this. They want to jump up and down about Jesus, and they never met him. I'm telling you, they never met him. If they did, he scared them to death. If he didn't, they run him out of town. But when you meet knowledge, you can't run it no place. You either accept it or back up. Any other questions? I got 2 left. Yes, ma'am. This is good, and it's good for you. It gives you all the reason to go forward. Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
I am very happy to be here. This is my home. I've been here my entire life, so I'm very proud to see the brothers here, Uncle and Daryl. I'm also a congressional aide to Congressman Dennis Moore in the state of Kansas. And I go at the Quindaro Community Center. And a couple of brothers, Brother James Truex and Brother Mahmoud, I invited them and they came. And we plan to set up a tour so the congressman can tour the businesses. But specifically, I guess what I want to know from you is what can our office do to be of assistance?
The greatest thing that you all can do is to encourage the people to participate. Then this way there is no load on nobody. We're not asking you to change any laws. It's just to encourage the people to go and participate. If you can't participate, this is what I would really, since I would like to do this, you know I'm going to do it. If I cannot please my own liking, I'll fail in trying to please yours. This is what I want to do because I want to do it. I want it where the black man can walk out, he'd be happy. He don't have to worry about paying his rent. I want a system set up. Well, look, I really don't have no money. The rent is due. We want to get it where he don't have to pay the rent. He's got a mortgage. Let him pay the taxes. If we can get that way, and if we have to do it just house by house according to the knowledge of the family. Now, we're not going to do it for no idiot, and they laugh at us. But this is what I would like for those of you that have power. If you can do something about those utility bills, that would be greatly helpful. If you would just encourage the people, look, go and spend $2 with them a week. You got $200,000-300,000, just spend $2 with them. And then tell them what you want them to do next. So we can get busy doing it. I told Brother James Truex, this 20 Good Men building, I asked him, I said, if I would like to have that building. What I would like to do is set up a recreation center. Maybe a theater inside.
We are working on that one.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Well, if that came through and we were successful in doing that, it would be for the community. Not everything we have, we say yours. Well, we've been lied to so much, people don't believe it. And they never come to try us. You know, a place like this, you know, it's set up for what this world does. I don't blame the brother, per se. However, since I don't blame him, it means I got to go do something. So he can see it can be done another way. I would like to have a building where you don't have to go downtown unless you want to. You don't have to go across town unless you want to. Let it be a choice. Since we got two uncles, we got the original uncle and we got the other uncle. The other uncle seems to got everything. The original uncle is trying to get something, meaning the black man. In other words, we're in a country where half of us, this is a white country. As a matter of fact, the mother of Master Farad Muhammad was Caucasian. So she got a brother. So he's our uncle. Now, the father of Master Farad Muhammad is a black man. He got a brother. So he's our first uncle because he's black. But his mother is white, so the second uncle is the white man. And uncle means on call. If I need something, you go, and you can't find the father, you go ask the father's brother. Uncle, could you give me a hand? What you want, boy? Well, I need someone. No, that's not going to work. Now, this is what you do. So, by you all being in the position of being big brother and big sister, if you would just encourage the ministers, however you do it, take the veil off the people's eyes here so they can grow. That's all I ask you to do. And whatever else that would come in your heart and your mind, let us know. Because this is what I'm doing, and I want to increase it. I want to increase it. I want to give you, like the brother said, I want to give you when you go home at night. It's in the Bible. When you go home at night, you lay back, and he said, if you're with me, you go to sleep in peace. But while you're there, by the time you wake up, I give you something. You wake up, you say, whoa, I got to go tell something. Let me write it down. And you go present it to the banker, to the congressman. And they said, this will work. And then I let you go back to sleep next week, and you dream up how it's going to work. Then you get, whoa! Forget going all through that paper. Look, this is how it can work. They look, yeah, it will work that way. Now you got to have your brother come with you because they might try to steal it from you. But this is the good thing about me. I want you to steal everything I got. Just take it and use it. You see? Just take it. Because if you do, you know, if you get some more farmlands and farm it the way I farm it, I don't want to say, well, this is my farmland. If you do, hey, steal the process. Go do it. That means we got better food. We're teaching in schools and the children are so disciplined and so mannerly. Let's see how to do it. Let's steal it and go steal it. Go do it. You know, hey, if you feel guilty about it, I'll turn my back. You see, that's what I would like to take place. That's what's happening. Believe it or not, if you know how to read the scriptures, if you know how to read it, everything that I'm doing is there. And Kansas is a place that gives us a perfect opportunity to show the wisdom and the mercy and love of the living God. It's the perfect place. So if you'll do that, I think you and I and quite a few other people will be happy. People from all around the world are going to be coming here. I'm telling you, they're going to be coming here. And if you all have already shaped up in your thinking, you know, you don't have to mention my name. I'm with Solomon. You know, I want to do this because it's right. I want to make this avenue up and down the street. I want to make sure that the streets look good. The grass is manicured. The porches is not rotten. You know, the grass is cut. And the more cleanliness you see, and the more activity you get into that, the more it produces. The more it generates. And whatever you ask, even the enemy will say, well, look, this is too pure for me to mess it up. How can I help you, Solomon? Well, why don't you do thus and so? This is a good time. Yes, ma'am.
I read in the scripture references, there was a reference and it said that Solomon prayed to Allah, and the scriptures that it referred to, it talked about how Solomon prayed to God for wisdom, and I just wanted to know, why would you pray to yourself?
That's a good question. Well, in the Bible, there was literally a Solomon, a son of David. However, what that physical Solomon did was only a prototype or a sign of the spiritual Solomon. It's also written in the Quran that David had two Solomons. One Solomon he had was from his loins, and the other Solomon the Lord bestowed on him, meaning it wasn't from his loins. It was a Solomon that would represent the thinking of his father David, but in the magnitude of God. So in the reality of that, the David that we know, in the fullness of David, was actually Elijah. So since Elijah was the fullness of David, well then I'm not from Elijah's loins, however I'm bestowed on him. So I'm styled as Solomon. I must do what the physical Solomon did and put an end to all wrong. So in the book it reads that not that so much that Solomon prayed to in the Son of Man he did. As far as him being Solomon, it's not so much he prayed, did a lot of praying. The Lord came to him in a dream and asked him, what would you have me give you, Solomon? Most times God don't do that. He came to Solomon, what would you have me give you, man? And Solomon said, what? Oh, I know. You made my father king. He didn't live to see the kingdom. I want you to give me knowledge and wisdom to the degree that I can lead your people that is so great in knowledge in and out of their affairs. If you would do that for me, Lord, I would be pleased. And the Lord says, I like that. You didn't ask me for riches. You didn't ask me for long life. You didn't ask the life of your enemy. And because you didn't, all that you asked for, I'm going to give you. And all that you didn't ask for, I'm going to give you. So I am the one that is bestowed. I am the one that, if you notice, if you read the Bible, Solomon built what you call, in so many words, a physical home for God, his house. However, it also reads that he built the house that he was building, you never heard a nail. But it also reads, people brought hammers, they brought wood, they brought gold, they brought silver, hewers of wood. If that's true, you had to hear a hammer. So you got to understand what it means. He's talking about past and present, past, present, and perfect future tense. So we're now living in the perfect future tense of what was written. So now you're witnessing that bestowed Solomon, the Solomon that told David, you shall have a son. His name shall be Solomon. He shall be my son, and I shall be his father. It hadn't happened. You see. However, he says, however, before that time takes place, I want you to make preparations for him. So I'm going to cause you to have enough knowledge to deal with the world. So much so that they're going to say, you fed a multitude of people with 2 fish. Whiting, H&G, and Perth. Are you all understand what I'm saying? However, David, I love you. But there's too much war going on for my house to be built at this particular time. And since I love you, I want you close to my bosom. So I'm going to take you with me. And this son that you shall have, he'll build this home for me. I'm going to give him rest on all sides. Meaning that he will have no enemy that he have no fear of. No such thing. Only thing he has to be concerned with is building. In the house that he shall build, you won't hear no hammers, nor shall it rain on it. Because you can't rain on thinking. And if you hit thinking in the head with a hammer, you're dead. You see? So that's what I'm doing. I'm literally doing that. It takes a while, maybe for it to register, but we're doing it. We're doing it. And what makes this great? Let whosoever will come and be. Is that the end of the questions? If so, I hope to see you all again. Yes, ma'am. I hope to see you all again very soon. And I hope to see Kansas. Not just the ones that's following me. I don't mean follow me in the sense that I got followers. But they literally get in their cars and planes and follow me. Yes, ma'am.
Salam alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
I am heavy into my African culture, and you always hear people say, well, you weren't born in Africa, so you're not an African. I would like to hear your version of that, please.
Well, before there was an Africa, there was the black man and woman. So we deal from the essence of things. You don't have to, what would be a wise thing to say? I'm heavy into the knowledge of self. We made the man that made Africa, called Africa, Africa. The Caucasian, we gave the Caucasian the right to rename everything. We said, look, we're going to make a man. We're going to give him the authorities over the angels. Let him name everything. So he named East Asia Africa. So in other words, Africa, we didn't name it. We didn't name it that. The point is, we're the originators of all that exists. We're the mothers and fathers of everything. That's why it's written, honor your mother and father. It's not talking about your literal mother and father. Because today, it would have to be honor your mother. Can't find father. See? So it's talking about you honor your mother and father. It means honor the black man and black woman as a people. Because from them, everything came. Even the best of us to the worst of us. If we didn't do it or permitted it to be done, it would not exist. So forget Africa. You start thinking about it. I'm the black queen of the god.
Well, that's my version anyway, but I was stating how
I understand.
it be told to me. So,
well, this is what you do. This is what you do. Mm-hmm. Practice. Come to our mathematical thinking classes. We have a class where we practice on speaking. How you speak to yourself will determine whether you grow or not. How you speak to yourself will determine whether you see or not. How you speak to yourself will determine whether you hear or not. That's why the book says, lend an ear to this one. It didn't say see. So how if you speak it to yourself, there's not so much Africa, that may be the last place that we had any type of standing where we recognize as being righteous or holy or power. That may be the last place. So we start at the last place. However, we're the first and the last. We're the Alpha and the Omega. We're the omnipotent one. you and I.
So really it's the same thing, but they named it Africa. The Caucasian named it Africa.
When you say it's the same thing, what do you mean?
Same place that we were born. Or
Oh, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am.
now talk to me. Okay.
No ma'am. That at this particular time, with the method of going back to discover what was, Africa is the last place of the modern equipment that we have to go, or well, I won't say we, that they have to go back and determine what was. Now we have other lands that have gone back under the water. In order for the land to make its appearance, it's got to come through water. So now, when you lose one land mass and another one pops up, it's got to come. Land can't come through land. Now, the land that holds a history greater than Africa has already been dealt with. It's already been vanished to another part. You don't see it. And this knowledge of this world don't have the knowledge to know how to go get it. The oceans that you see now, there's 3 other oceans that used to be here that's no longer here where you can see it. Because the land mass has been lessened because of the blowing away of the moon. But we know where the other oceans are.
Thank you.
You see, when you have this type of knowledge, nothing can stop you. There is nothing that can present itself to you in a form of a threat. Most time the threat comes up, you don't pay it no attention. Most of the time when a threat comes towards us, the United Nations of Islam, I act or respond to it because of you. You have fear, I don't. You know, if I'm walking down the street and I got my hand on my child with me, and a dog jumps out, rah, 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 and he runs up, I will move to assure him, not to protect myself from the dog, because I got some words, he ain't going to do nothing. But my little boy don't know that. He don't know that. So same thing with you all. When the threat comes, and this is the man that's got everything. He drop bombs on you, shoot you, electrocute you, castrate you, do all kind of stuff. You go into the basement of the hospitals, it is frighten you to death what they're doing to people in there. But if you with me, I don't move unless you get scared. And if you're really with me, fear vanishes. All right, well, I want to thank you all again for coming. Or the little brother had a question. This is the last one.
What is the significance of the star inside of the apple?
The apple? You mean the on the flag?
No, sir. Inside the apple, when you cut it.
Oh, oh yes, sir. Oh man. Now, if I'm not God, I can't answer this. And he's right. If you open up an apple, the shape of the seed clusters there is like a star, right? It still represents justice. White folks know that. They tell you an apple a day, keep the doctor away. Right? And it is true. Used to be true. He looked and said, wait, hey, apple a day, keep the doctor away? I ain't going to make no money. Let's go ruin the apple. We still have apples. Let them eat it. But it ain't going to do them no good. Because I done sprayed them. However, the way we put it out there, because of the illness of what we do, since we've been on the outside of the earth and the food that we were eating, if we were going to remain healthy, we came up with the apple. If you ate one, just one a day, it will keep you healthy. And especially if you fasted one day out of every 30 days. You never have to go to the doctor and you live almost as long as you want it. So we got to bring everything back. So you understand the answer, young man? All right. Thank you for coming. And make sure you get the tape. You get the tape. And our 2 pronounced visitors, I'm glad that you come. Oh, you are the nuns? Or you're not? Well, I appreciate you all coming. Go tell somebody. God is God. Yours and mine. So, and I'm not angry with you. I'm not angry with no one yet. I'm just getting started. Matter of fact, white folks ain't angry with me either because they don't exactly know what I'm going to do. They say, well, he's not an enemy. What he's doing is good. But if he keeps doing it, and when they make their mind up, wait till a minute, then they start taking the steps of being an enemy to truth and time. What do they say? Don't mess with Father Time. You know, let alone Mother Nature. Because Mother Nature had to come from Father Time. So we're going to have a good time. We're going to have, you know, it's just like it says. What is written about Solomon, everybody was happy that was with him. We were building. It said even the stranger, which means white folks, they was happy. They helped Solomon. So don't, Kansas City, Missouri, don't wait until when you do come, you looking at all the backs of white people. Because you couldn't come. They see what's being done, and we were talking to one Caucasian, and he saw what we were doing. He said, look, I want to latch on to you all. I want to latch on to a rising star. We're trying to pass a flyer. You shouldn't even have to pass no flyer. They should be able to see. The brother was going up and down the street, great big banner across the street. Unity Festival. Where's it? Did you see the sign? What sign? He right there at the sign. That is right there. Oh, I never saw it. You see? But white folks came and put it up. They came and put the sign up. You see? So you all here in Kansas think, well, we ain't going to have nothing to do with the Muslims. Then when you finally say, man, there's a bunch of white people over there. Then you got to look at all their backs. Because you didn't come. And I'm not going to stop. I made a promise to the original God, and I don't break my promise. Assalamu alaikum.